it's Hailey, and today I'm going to be talking about my sequel wish list. So generally, I'm the kind of reader that I understand that an author wanted the story to end where it did for a reason, and I'm usually satisfied with those conclusions. But every now and again, I read a conclusion to a series, or I just read a book that I just want more of that world, more of those characters, and I just really wish that there was a follow-up story. So today we're going to be talking about all of the books that I just really wish I could read more of. So first up is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. This is one that I wish I could have kind of a companion to. I loved The Book Thief. You guys probably know by now that it is like my favorite book. I seriously love this story so much, but I do kind of wish that we could have a story from the descendants of Liesel. I wish that we could just get a little bit more, because I feel like hearing their story and maybe hearing them discover the story of, I mean, say it's their mother or grandmother or whatever, hearing them discover that story I feel like would be really interesting, and seeing them trying to live in Germany after the fallout of World War II I just think would make an incredible story. So that would definitely be something that I would be all over. Next up is Just One Year, or really Just One Night by Gail Forman. This is the concluding novel to the Just One Day duology, but she did also release Just One Night, which is a novella, but I feel like that wasn't the satisfying conclusion that I was looking for. The series is really all about the big build-up and kind of not knowing what's going to happen, and I feel like after that build-up I wish I had gotten more of a conclusion and more of an opportunity to enjoy the payoff. But I feel like just in a novella you don't really get the opportunity to enjoy that payoff as much. So I feel like if there were a full-fledged novel that followed after this book, I would enjoy it a lot, because I did love this duology, and I just kind of want to see what I wanted to happen more, because I feel like it would be amazing and I'm just here for it. Next up is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. We do have Carry On, which is cool, but I really want to hear more about Kath in the aftermath of this, like her throughout the rest of her years of university and trying to find herself, because I feel like, yes, first year is a really big transition year, but I feel like second year was even worse, because you're like in the thick of your degree and you're like, is this really what I want to do? So I would kind of like to see Kath going through that, or even getting a sequel that was from Levi's perspective I think would be awesome. Either way, I just kind of want more from these characters. I loved this story so much, and I actually kind of want to reread it soon, because I haven't read it for a very long time and I loved it, so I kind of want to reread it and do a whole review for it. I remember I read it in like a day and it's like 500 pages, but, well, 400 pages. Anyways, that's besides the point. Point is, I just think that getting more of these characters in different points of their lives would be really cool. Next up is The Valiant by Leslie Livingston. I read this book not too long ago, and it just came out not too long ago, so there very well could be a sequel coming. I'm not too sure though, but I just loved the characters of this book. I loved the atmosphere of it. It was so gritty and just like grotesque. It was awesome, and Fallon was an amazing protagonist to be reading from the perspective of, and I just think that I would love to read anything else that follows her. I think it would be so cool, so I do totally want that. Next up is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. Now this one could go one of two ways, and I don't think we're going to get either way, but it would be awesome. So either we would have a sequel that's from Alice's perspective and like that kind of story of Wonderland. I think that would be really cool, and kind of exploring things that aren't necessarily in the actual novel. You could do many things with that, but I also think it would be cool if we continued from Kath's perspective and saw more of the Queen of Hearts point of view when Alice comes to Wonderland, like kind of behind the scenes. I think that would be really cool as well. Actually, I'm all over that. I really hope she does that. That would be amazing, because it's really cool to get a backstory to the Queen of Hearts, but I don't think I've ever really read anything from the Queen of Hearts point of view while Alice is in Wonderland. Like, I just think that would be so cool. You could do it in like this really nonsensical way. It would just be amazing. She should just do that. It would be great. Next up is The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. I just really want to know more about after. This is one that for sure we won't get, but that in-between period for this novel, I want to know what is happening, like what the characters are going through, all of that stuff. Like, I can't go into it too much without spoiling it, but I just want to know their stories more so. I just think it would be fantastic, and I would just, oh my god, like, it's in my brain, but I can't say it because it would be spoilers, but like, I just think it would be so cool. On that note, a sequel to Everything Everything, also by Nicola Yoon, would be really cool, because this book, the ending is like, it wasn't really satisfying for me because I kind of felt like it was a bit of a cop-out. I wasn't a huge fan of the ending. That's what kind of ruined this book for me, to be honest. Like, I did still really love it, but I would have loved it so much more if it didn't end the way that it did. I didn't really like the ending, but the ending was kind of really earth-shattering, so I feel like seeing the fallout from that ending in a sequel would be very interesting, and I would love to see more of the characters and see kind of how they end up coping after that ending. And the final book that I would really love a sequel to is Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I just, like, this is another book where it's a lot of build-up, and I just want to see more of that fallout. Like, I want to see what's happening. I want to get that satisfaction that I'm looking for. I need it. I crave it. I want it so badly. So those are really all of the books that I can think of that I would like a sequel for. Let me know what books you wish there was a sequel for, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!